Morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir. Okay, so we are starting the session.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
We are honored to welcome Mr. Arjit Bhardwaj for today's session. Arjit sir is currently working as Deputy Manager at Engineers India Limited. He has procured seven certifications from NPTEL and won Award of Excellence and Inspire Scholarship. We're delighted to have you here with us, sir, on a Sunday morning. And to begin with, sir, can you share a brief about your journey?
Yeah, sure. Good morning, all of you. Myself, Arjit Bhardwaj, and I'm graduated in 2018 from Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh in civil engineering. And after that, I joined Engineers India Limited as a management trainee through a campus placement. Then, currently, I am as a deputy manager in a structural department at Engineers India Limited itself. And now I am posted at Gurugram R&D complex. So from these 4 years, I joined as a management trainee. So the tenure for management trainee was 1 year. Then after that, for 3 years, I was engineer in the structural department. And recently, in August 2022, I promoted to a deputy manager in the structural department. So that's all.
Yes, that was a very insightful answer, sir. I'm sure the audience are having so many questions. Now we are making the platform open for discussions.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Somen.
How are you, sir?
I am fine. How are you?
I am also good, sir. Welcome back to PEC
Oh,
online.
thank you, thank you. It's a very good opportunity to interact you all.
Yes,
And
sir.
like how we will proceed, like question answer session, or should I brief something like uh,
So whichever way you are comfortable with, like we can have
okay,
either ways. We can have question answers,
okay,
because the students here are from fourth year, third year, and second year. More
okay,
are from civil engineering itself.
okay,
So
okay,
we are comfortable both the ways. If sir, if you have prepared something, so you may please start with it.
okay. No, no, question answer session will be fine for me.
Okay, sir. Done. Sir, from where do you belong? Your hometown, and how did you land into PEC?
Yeah, okay. I belong to Khatoli in district Muzaffarnagar. It's very near to Meerut.
Yes, sir.
And I gave J main in 2014. Then I joined actually for initially I joined NIT Patna as well. So in NIT Patna, I joined electrical engineering. So when I went there, I did not find means the atmosphere was not so good as compared to PEC. Then I chose Punjab Engineering College Chandigarh over NIT Patna.
Okay, so you
And we
attended the
are
classes in Patna.
no, no. Actually, I just went for some formalities of admission and all. I didn't join classes, but at that time the PEC result was not announced, so I have to there for around 4 to 5 days only.
Okay, okay. That time PEC was under JAC, na?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At that
We,
time, means that was in JEC and that was in JOSA, I think, if for
yes,
NIT is.
NITs it was JOSA, but for
Yes, correct.
PEC that time it was JAC,
Yeah, yeah,
Joint Admission Counseling Chandigarh.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay.
My we are two siblings. My younger brother is also graduated from Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh in computer science recently in 2021, and he is
Okay.
with Google. So
Okay.
if any one of you want to means learn about software side, he is also available.
Okay. So we'll love to have him as our next speaker. Definitely. So he's
Yeah, yeah,
working in
sure, sure.
India itself,
Yeah, yeah, he is recently in Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Actually, from campus placement, he joined JP Morgan, but
Okay.
then he chose then Goldman Sachs through campus, means through off campus, and then he joined Amazon, and within 9 months he is in a Google. But currently he's posted at Bangalore.
Okay, sir. 21 pass out.
21 pass out. Sumuk Bhardwaj
Sumuk
is my
Bhardwaj. Okay.
okay.
Okay, sir. Definitely, like you sorted us the things for our next question. Okay, sir. So, sir, how was your like campus placement thing in of EIL in campus? Like, what was the procedure? How when did it came?
Okay, actually, in campus placement, the first company came is L&T in October 2013. Sorry, 2017 in
17.
October. So I applied for that and I got selected. Then after that, all the company came that were in same tier, actually like tier one, tier two, tier
Yes,
three.
sir. Yes, sir.
So then means I could not apply for other companies. Then I decided actually my main aim was actually I did most of the internship in research field. So means I decided like I will do some masters and PhD and then I will go for academics. But my parents have some apprehension in that like कि बहुत ज़्यादा एज हो जाएगी PhD करने में ये सब ठीक है तो uh, then I decided like I will go for engineering services. So then in May 18, I joined IES Master. Okay, so around 2 months I joined. For 2 months I attended classes in IES Master Delhi, and I applied for EL in April 2014. Actually, EL came in the end of the eighth semester. So we applied
Okay.
for EL in April 18, but actually at that time means the interview result yet to be announced. So I joined IS Master, and as I was doing my coaching there. Then in June 2018, then an email came and the shortlisted candidates from the EL was announced. So for civil department, only we are the three people who got shortlisted for interview.
Okay.
So basically that was selected based on CGPA only. And actually, CGPA was also not the criteria. I think we are the two people who have more than 9 CGPA, and only first and the second ranker got selected for the interview. And some category wise was also selected, like for general category, they have selected two, and other categories also based on that, they have shortlisted some candidates for each discipline, like mechanical, electrical, civil.
Okay,
And
sir.
my interview was around in June 2018. And actually, EL doesn't come to the campus for interview. They do like pool interview at their head office in Delhi. Like for each of the college, they will shortlist some candidates, and candidates has to come for interview at their head office at EIB complex, Bikaji Kama Place, New Delhi. Then, like I uh, went for interview, and in that. Basically, the questions like panel was around 5 to 6 people. One was from HR, and other was some technical people. So basically, they asked about my actually in introduction. If you like introduce about your internship and projects, then interview will go around like that only. So my strategy was like I will explain my projects and research which I have done at IIT Roorkee. So I mainly explained that research only, and then all the questions were asked from that part only. Although at the end they have certain questions which they have set for interviewers, like if you have a BMD, SFD, like from earth pressure theories, they ask some questions. Basically, structural analysis, RCC, and geotech part was the main which was asked in my interview, and all other things was which I have done in my internship and some major projects and all other things.
Okay, sir. Sir, you mentioned about the you in the interview you were asked about earth pressure theories, SFD, BMD.
Yes.
Recently when I got placed in Bechtel, so
Okay.
even I was asked these three questions, and there was a lot of focus on these three topics itself, like the lateral
Yeah.
earth
Yeah.
pressure theories, active
Yeah.
earth
Yeah.
pressure theories,
Yeah.
SFDs and BMDs and RCC. So, like, what is so much important about earth pressure theories?
Yeah.
RCC is fine because RCC is something that we use every day, and RCC is the core part of civil engineering. But
Yeah. Yeah.
why
What
earth
about
pressure theories?
Actually, let me introduce about EIL, and actually Bechtel is also belongs to oil and gas industry. So, EIL is a consultancy company in oil and gas sector. So, in oil and gas sector, the structures are not like that. Generally, we heard about that in 4 year course. Means the forces which you will learn in this oil and gas sector will be different from the conventional forces in civil engineering. Like you will have thermal forces because these structures mainly for the process part only. Like there will be pipelines, there will be like coke drum structures which have some vibration kind of things. You will be having UG pits. Like in process industry, we will have closed CBD ABD pits. Means these are the underground pits in which the vessels is set, and the residuals like from the hydrocarbons they went into these sumps and pits. So these means vessels are underground structure. So underground structure is also a major portion in oil and gas sector. So when you talk about underground structures, so these will have earth pressure theories comes into the role. Like you have retaining walls, and these all are the underground mainly. And if we talk about steel structures, also plays a major role in oil and gas. You will heard about pipe racks. Like pipe racks is what if there are in refinery there are different units. Like we have the CDU, video crude distillation unit, VDU, DSDT. So these are the different process units, and the fluid run from one unit to the other unit, and there will be offsite. Offsite means the means the area that will connect all the units. That will be the offsite. So
Okay.
these industry basically actually these things will be new to you, and I also joined EL. Like uh, that was definitely because in civil engineering we heard about flyovers, normal buildings. So these pipe racks, fork dam structures, equipment foundations, we have compressor foundations, compressor sheds. These all are some new terminologies which you will heard at in oil and gas sector. So then
Okay.
earth pressure theories will be a major role.
Okay, sir. Basically, whenever we are talking about the underground structures, so we have the earth pressure coming. That's why we have the earth pressure theories are of importance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The retaining walls and structures like that.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, sir. So, sir, my next question is about your journey in EIL, like about your postings and how did you grow? Like, what was your initial work? Then, when you got promoted, so
Yeah.
what was the change in the work? And now you are deputy manager. What is the change that you have felt now?
Okay. When I joined as a management trainee, for 3 months, I attended like classroom trainings at EIL Gurugram complex. And after that, for 9 months, we have to go for 9 months site training. And the same is scenario is at present. But one thing I would also like you to explain, like when you apply EL at my time, there was a common application. Means you have to apply for EIL management trainee only. But at this time, they have bifurcated application into two parts: EIL management trainee in construction and EIL management trainee other than construction. So at our time, we have to apply only for the ER management trainee, and after that, they will decide like in what department they will send you. Like, but in present scenario, initially you will means apply for construction and other than construction. So if you are means interested in applying for construction, then apply for construction. In other than construction, there are various departments like structural. Structural is a division in which various departments are there, like general civil, geotech, architecture, and there are other departments which are related to mechanical and other things. But civil engineers mainly go in planning and scheduling, supply chain management, and there are pipeline is another department, and these are various departments. But this is not in our hand, like in which department will be selected. Like if you are construction, then it's definitely fixed that you will go to the site. But other than construction, there are various departments. So if you apply for EL, if you are interested construction, then only apply for construction. Basically, the actually number of vacancies are also generally higher in construction. That's why people apply for construction. But construction life is, I think from my point of view, is very tough, especially means in EL as well. So for 3 months, we like that was only classroom training at EL Gurugram, and then I went for site training at Haldia, West Bengal. So that was a IUCL Haldia refinery, and in that time, BS6 project was going on. So in management training period, like we have to do some general activities like we have cube tests. We have to look at like the contractor has actually EIL is not a contractor. EIL is a consultant. We have a contractor, and we have to look at their contractor works at the site. Like something foundation has to be casted. Then from drawing, civil engineer has to check whether the reinforcement is as per drawing or not. So this kind of small things you have to do in a management training period. Means you will learn in management training period. Actually, no responsibility will be given to you. Just you have to learn the things from the site. But 9 months time is very much for site learning. But you will learn like how difficult is the site experience at in 9 months period is enough for that. For after that, actually that was COVID time. Actually in November, December 18, I went for site training, and 19 and 20 was the period for COVID. So after 1 year, then result is announced like which department will be allocated to you. So then I got selected in the structural department, and that is totally random. Means you have an employee number, and they will means allocate the departments like employee number wise. Means that is totally your luck which department you will get.
Okay.
So means I am lucky ki, like I got my uh, department structure which I want to be there. Otherwise, there are certain people who are in construction, like in planning, in supply chain management. Civil people are also there in costing department also. So that is totally random. Then after 1 year, my transfer, like I got transferred to the Gurugram complex. But at that time, COVID, because in COVID time there was no flight and no other things, so my training period delayed for 9 months. Like I have to stay for 18 months at site, 9 months site training and 9 months after means after absorption. Actually, you will be absorbed in EIL after 1 year of a training.
Okay, sir.
So after absorption, 9 months I stayed in Haldia itself, and then after 18 months I came to this Gurugram complex in structural department. So in structure, when I came, I have to design some like pipe rack. I am basically in a pipe rack structures. You have some heater foundations. These are some new terms for you guys. And like we have the pipe supports. In pipe rack, you will be having like dead load, live load. Then you have a thermal forces because process lines, they are the high temperature lines, maybe varying from minus a certain degree to 200 300 degrees centigrade. So these are the high pressure lines and high temperature lines. So there will be thermal forces. Then you will be encounter wind load, seismic load, and these are the different kind of loads which you will consider in a pipe rack design. And then heater foundation itself, then you will be having UG pits, you will be having a compressor shed, compressor foundations. Compressor foundations, these are the having dynamic forces also plays major role in that kind of foundation. So
Okay,
this is
sir.
the basic designs. And after engineer to deputy manager, actually there is no so much different in the if in respect of work. Means the work will only change when you will be like in AGM or DGM. Means responsibility will be more. Like you will get one more junior uh, under you. Means responsibility will increase, but like the design kind of work you have to do at until AGM level, assistant general manager. In EL, like the promotion will be like you will be a management trainee for 1 year. Then after 3 years, you will be promoted to deputy manager. Like after management trainee, engineer. Then for 3 years you will be engineer. Then after deputy manager. Then after 4 year manager. Then after 4 years senior manager. Then AGM assistant general manager. Then deputy general manager. Then general manager. Then chief general manager. Then you will be group general manager. Then ED, director, and chairman and managing director. So this will be the promotion period. But for up to AGM, the promotion period is fixed. It's almost 4 years. Means it is not like performance based, and this is a negative point in EL. In EL and in all other PSUs, the scenario is same. But after AGM, you have to give interview and all other things.
Okay, sir.
And I would like to compare, like EL is also in oil and gas sector, and there are certain PSUs like ONGC, IOCL, and other BPCL, HPCL. These are also in same ministry. But if you are really interested in civil engineering, then EL is the best for you, because in all other PSUs, from my point of view, this is a clerical work. If Because in IOCL itself, you will get only into the marketing and refineries. So if you are in refinery, then in IOCL, mostly what I saw is it's like clerical work. Means it's not so technical as compared to EL, because EL is a consultant company. You have to design. It is a total EPCM considering engineering, procurement, construction, and total management. So these all other companies are client for us.
Yes, sir.
EL is These all companies are client for us. And in all other companies, like if you want to be stay at one place like in Delhi NCR, then EL is also best, because if you are got posted in Delhi or Gurgaon, then throughout the life you will be here in IOCL, HPCL, BPCL. These are the transferable jobs. Like for 4 years you are at one refinery. After 4 years you will be posted some other refineries, and throughout the India you will get transferred.
Okay, sir. Sir, you mentioned about EPC. So a bit more about EPC, like what are the big players in the EPC and what does it deal with EPC to be precise?
Like there are certain means mode of in which the project is executed. Like we have EPCM projects, we have LSTK, if you have heard about.
No,
And
sir.
EPCM is engineering, procurement, construction management.
Right.
So there is a role of consultant. Like if as a EL, I have a role as a EPCM, means engineering, procurement, construction management, means from engineering to commissioning, all the responsibility lies on EL. And the second is like LSTK, means in which EL has a PMC role, like management consultant, in which like an LSTK contractor will be there. Means a contractor, the design will be done by the contractor, the construction will be done by the contractor. EL have to maintain the quality and all the overall responsibility of the project.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in PMC, the means the fee is very less for EL, but in EPCM, like in EPCM, we are doing engineering, we are procuring all the equipments. Like EL have some pre-approved vendors. We have a vendors list. So if you have a reactors, all the vessels, all the equipments which has to be set in the refinery, so that will be procured by the EL. And engineering means design will be also done by EL, and the construction will be done by some contractor, because we don't have like construction equipments. EL doesn't have people who are means who can do the construction. We don't have equipments like Hydra and all other things. So we generally have a contract, and but the overall responsibility for the construction will be for EL. Like L&T itself do the construction, means L&T can play a role as a contractor itself, but EL never means play a role of a contractor in any kind of job. In EPCM project also, the construction job will be done by some third party agent, means some other third contractor, but the overall responsibility will be of EL.
Subcontracting basically.
Yeah, yeah,
E- EIL takes the EPCM project as a whole and then for the construction part it subcontracts it to
yeah,
some
yeah,
other company.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir,
Like there are LSTK. If you have LSTK, then means engineering will be done by the contractor itself. Like L&T, most of the jobs take as LSTK, means it's a lump sum turnkey. So contractor will give some amount, like for this job I will take this much of amount. Means this is not a item rate contract. Means for the total job they will get paid for this much of amount, whether it will be loss for the contractor or it will be benefit for the contractor. And it's means the tenders are flowed to the market, and basically L1 bid is decided based on this LST contract.
okay, sir. So, sir, to summarize this, we have two kind of construction projects going on. The first one
Yeah,
is EPCM, which is
yeah,
in which EIL is the key player. And what
yeah,
EIL does is it designs itself, it procures the material, then it
yeah,
subcontracts and manages the whole contract.
yeah, yeah,
The other thing that you talked about is the LSTK, in which a company is playing the role of PMC. That is,
yeah.
there are three particular players. One is client, one is the contractor, and I am mediating between the two from the client side, like managing the quality of the construction.
Yeah, EL role is a PMC in this case. If LSTK is some third party, then EL will be acting as a PMC.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, we have
Yeah,
one question in chat box. Can you please brief us about your internship and any advice for students going through their intern period? Because there are a lot
yeah.
of third year here, and they are having their semester internship starting January.
Okay, okay. So for internship, I did one internship in second year in transportation engineering department at IIT Roorkee, and one for means 6 semester internship at structural department in IIT Roorkee. So firstly, you have to decide whether you want to get into the research or not. Actually, my inclination was always towards the research. So then I did both of my internship in research area. But you have, if you want to go in a research internship, there are various opportunities. Like there is a famous IIT Bombay Research Internship Award, and I was also got selected in that. But because IIT Roorkee was very near to me, and I got selected in IIT Bombay Transportation Engineering, and I want to do the internship in structure. That's why I choose IIT Roorkee over IIT Bombay. There are certain other IITs like IIT Delhi. IIT Delhi provides summer internship only. IIT Kanpur also have a program. You can Google it, but IIT Bombay is a major one. For 6 semester, I think IIT Bombay is the only one who provides 4 to 6 months internship at their campus. And I think for this year, the application period may be over because that come around August. If you want to do the internship in Jan for third year students,
Yes, sir.
then application will be open around August to October.
Okay, sir.
So IIT, if you want to apply for IITs, my suggestion would be like you can write a mail to the professors, and if some IIT is nearby to your area, if you for your hometown, like IIT Roorkee was near to my home, so I personally visit IIT Roorkee. Means you can visit a professor directly because that will be very effective. If because professor are very busy nowadays, maybe he may not respond your email, but if like any IIT is in your nearby area, you can always visit IIT, and then you can talk to the professor like what is your interest and what is his interest of area. So I think this is the most effective way of if you want to be there. Because in IIT Roorkee, both of my internship were successful in that mode only. I means actually I applied for other IITs also, but that was a through proper channel. Means like there are application and other activities, but if you want to be a specific professor and a specific area, then you should meet that professor personally.
Okay, sir. Sir, what was your project in structures or transportation?
For transportation, it was rejuvenation of reclaimed asphalt pavement, and it is nothing but if you have flexible pavements, and if means after flexible payments deteriorated, if you will remove the top certain thickness of the flexible payments, but generally nowadays in India, they will just bury this material into some other parts. Now the project was like if flexible payments material can be reclaimed and those can be used in a rigid payments. Like in flexible payments, you may have aggregates, you may have bitumen. So in these projects, we just took some samples from flexible payments and we try to remove the bitumen coatings, because if you will use these aggregates directly into the rigid pavements, then bonding will not be proper in aggregates, because bitumen layer is already there on aggregates. So there will not be bonding between aggregates and concrete. So firstly, you have to remove the bitumen coating over the aggregates. And nowadays, like in Uttarakhand, the uh, aggregates are not means in proper way. Like Los Angeles value is also very low in Uttarakhand aggregates. So in IIT Roorkee, the major concern was like, can we use these aggregates into some other parts in other structures like in rigid payments. So main part was we can recover from the aggregates from flexible payments. We can recover this bitumen from flexible payments. This was the main topic. And the second was for structures. That was basically for abrasion resistance of concrete, like influence of various material parameter on abrasion resistance of concrete. So in this project, actually this was a totally PhD thesis, and based on this thesis, I have written three papers, and that was published in international journal and conferences. One was in Hong Kong. So this project was like in hydraulic structures. Firstly, I will explain three kind of abrasion was there. One is a underwater abrasion. The second is dry abrasion, and third is a cavitation means cavitation. So first is underwater abrasion simulates the hydraulic structures. Like in hydraulic structures, you have dam and other things. So in when water come from low water pressure to means low water zone to high pressure zone, means low pressure zone to high pressure zone. So in low pressure zone, some bubbles will create, and in high pressure, when the water will come into the high pressure zone, these bubbles will means create a lot of energy and they will just cavitate the concrete. So this is a cavitation resistance, means cavitation, there will be pits into the concrete. So you have to check means how much is the cavitation resistance of the concrete which you are using in your project. The second is underwater abrasion, like they in river, like debris are there, so they will means they will deteriorate your concrete columns, and the section loss will be also there if some certain piers and columns of the bridge in the uh, river. So if debris are there, then there will be cross sectional loss of the column due to this debris. So this is a underground abrasion of concrete. And the third one is a dry abrasion, like in pavements. If you have rigid pavements, so then, due to the means tire of your vehicles, there will be the dye abrasion of the top layer of rigid pavements. So these are the three kind of abrasion, and for each kind of abrasion, we tested certain specimens, and we have various of parameters, like we changed grade of concrete, we changed type of aggregates, we changed some pozzolana material like silica fume and other kind of material we changed, and then we find out what are the variation we got in the resistance or abrasion resistance in the concrete. When I change this kind of aggregate, I change grade from M25 to M35. I change pozzolanic material from silica fume, GGBS and other. So this is basically the study for that. And one project was also like for the same, we can provide repair mortar and protective coatings. So that was a different of various coatings and repair mortar against these aberration. Like for what is the solution, we can provide coatings and repair mortar for the same, or we can increase the grade, we can add some pozzolanic material. And the third one was the stress strain model for concrete columns confined by GFRP ties. Like uh, in India nowadays, we provide steel stirrups around the columns. Okay, so in Canada, they are providing GFRP. Like FRP is a different kind of glass fiber reinforced polymer, basalt fiber reinforced. These are the different kind of FRPs. So instead of steel stirrups, you can provide fiber reinforced polymer stirrups. So what is the benefit over the FRP over steel? Like it's a lightweight material. The second is in steel, the corrosion is a major thing because uh, what is the procedure for corrosion? Like the corrosion will enter through the stirrups, and then from stirrups it will go into the longitudinal bar of your column or beams. So stirrups plays a major role. So in Canada, they have constructed hundred of bridges through these GFRP ties. So GFRP is nothing but glass fiber reinforced polymers. There are other type of fiber like carbon fiber reinforced polymer, basalt fiber reinforced polymer, but my study was only on glass fiber reinforced polymer. And major drawback of this FRP is a fire because steel has much higher resistance against fire as compared to FRP. FRP is nothing but like a plastic kind of material. So means its resistance against fire is very low. So if you want to use either you should use these like in underwater structures, or if you want to use these stirrups into the structure which is vulnerable to the fire, then you should apply certain fire resistance coatings. Okay, and now study is also going on. Instead of stirrups, we can also replace these steel bars to the fiber reinforced polymer bars. Means longitudinal bars also may be replaced by this, but a lot of research is going on, and IIT Roorkee is also working in this area from around 17 to 18, 2017-18. Basically, other drawback of this FRP is like if you have remember the stress strain model for steel, it will go like linear and then you have parabolic, and then means yield point is also there in steel, but in FRP there is no yield point. Means there will be brittle kind of fracture
Yes, sir.
if okay, because in steel you will get some if steel means at yield point you will have some cracks in the concrete. So then it's a sign like steel have reached to the yield point, but in GFRP there is no yield point, there will be a brittle failure. So this is a drawback. But means up to the service load, means the load which we consider in the design, GFRP will never reach to the this brittle kind of fracture. Means we will design for the lower force, and we will never reach to that point in which the GFRP will fail in a brittle manner. So this is the main study for that.
Okay, sir. Sir, even I did my research internship in CBRI, IIT Roorkee itself.
Okay, okay,
So, and my topic was also GFRP, FRP, and corrosion. So I have
okay, okay,
also done a lot of work into corrosion. Not
okay,
exactly GFRP and FRP, but corrosion.
okay, okay.
Yes, sir. So even my
So
paper is in under like a review. We have sent it to an international journal, so it is under
okay,
review. Hopefully, it will get published by the end of this year.
okay, okay, good, good. So your
Yes.
project was on FRP wraps, or because there are two kind of like FRP bars and other thing is FRP wraps.
Sir, mine was not on FRP, but mine was on corrosion.
Corrosion,
So,
okay.
yes, sir. So, my topic was to determine the strength of eccentrically loaded RC column under the effect of corrosion
Okay,
using
okay.
machine learning.
Okay, using machine learning.
Yes, sir. So, I studied FRP for a while, but later I shifted to corrosion to determine the strength. Right now, in
Okay,
my major project, I'm thinking to do something related to FRP,
okay, okay.
like graphing of
Nice.
FRP as a
Okay, good.
retrofitting measure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, most of the projects in India are going on. These are basically based on wrapping point of view.
Yes, sir.
Very few study have been done by replacing the longitudinal bars or stirrups or the GFRP bars.
Yes, sir. That's true. Sir, there's one question in chat box. Apart from campus placement, what is the off-campus process to join EIL?
Okay, for off campus, you have to uh, means through gate only there is only one option, and means application will be open for EL, but for EL the applications are generally not opened every year, because the last recruitment was done in 2015, then after 15 they have done in 18, 19, and after 19 they did in 2022. Means it's not regular. Like all other PSUs have regular recruitment process in every year, but in EL it is not so. But off-campus process is only through gate.
Okay, sir. And sir, apart from EIL, what other things you suggest? Like, what are the other domains that we can look for in job?
For other domain, like in civil engineering itself or
Yes, sir.
other.
Yes, sir. Civil.
For civil, you can also, if you want to be in oil and gas sector, like, because the money is mainly in oil and gas sector, which I consider. So you can apply some private players like McDermott, Bechtel, and other certain companies, because in EL you can also apply at later on stage, like at manager, senior manager. So in that case, gate will not be required. So at this time, you can choose these companies, and later on you can switch your company to other sectors like in PSUs and IOCL, EL, BPCL, because these companies also recruit experienced based recruitment. So
Okay,
in
sir.
which they require 10, 15 years of experience. In that, gate is not necessary. So that will also be helpful. Or if you want to be like in engineering services, or if you have decided like you will prepare for the gate, then the only option is like if you need to study from second year itself only, or you can take a drop of 1 year after 4 year for study as well. Means many batchmates, they took a 1 year gap for preparation, and many of them are in engineering services itself. But the major thing is like you have to decide like what you want, because many people said to me like engineering services is better than this, you should apply for that, you should prepare for that. But the main point is what you want. Like in EL, it is very means main is that non-transferable jobs if you get posted in Delhi or Gurgaon. So that was a major point for me. Like throughout the life, I have to be stay here only, because in HPCL, IOCL, BPCL, these all are the transferable jobs. And the second thing is like if you want to be in design part only, because in engineering service itself, it's a managerial job. So you have to go to the site itself. So site maybe means in Northeast also some people get posted in engineering services. So if you are ready for that, so firstly choose what you want, then decide what are your preferences. So my preference was like I want to be near to my home in this region only. So that's why I am with EIL only.
Okay, sir. Sir, we have another question from Rahul. He's asking, according to you, which software is preferred in the current industry, Revit or AutoCAD?
Okay, AutoCAD. Like in industries, currently in EL, like as an engineer, we don't use these kind of softwares in as an engineer in EL or in other companies. Like as an engineer, you should learn ETABS, STAT, because there are a draftsman person and modelers who will do this work for you. So first, you should, instead of this software, focus instead ETABS and certain basic uh, means basic clauses of your IS 800, IS 456, means IS 1893, because that is very much important instead of this. But if you are asking about this in EL, we are using Tekla. Tekla is a 3D modeling software in which you can model all the structure in 3D, and you can extract the drawing, because in AutoCAD you have to make a line and all other things. Tekla is a 3D model in which you can view your structure in 3D, and then modeler with what modeler do, they extract the drawings in plan wise or elevation, cross section, all the member sizes, distances, that will be automatically transferred into the 2D. and another software is PDMS. In PDMS also, you can also do 3D modeling for civil as well as for mechanical like piping and all other things. But the cost of PDMS is very high as compared to Tekla. So for structural engineers, civil engineers, Tekla is most widely used in these companies.
Okay, sir. So your suggestion is like apart from curricular activity, curricular our curriculum of studying RCC, DSS, and other subjects, we should focus on STAD and ETAPS because it
We
is the requirement of the industry.
because it is the because you will never use AutoCAD, Revit in this means industry as an engineer. As an engineer, the expectation from your boss will be like you are very similar means you know very well the STAD, ETAPS, and the basic clauses of these standards like IS 800 because these are very much important. No one will ask about make a drawing on AutoCAD. There are certain people, modeler, draftsmen, who will do this activity for you. You will give input on paper. Like if you know, AutoCAD is also used in EL, but that is for drafting purpose only. If I want to give some foundation details, like I want to provide a foundation cross section in which I will provide the reinforcement dia and all other things that cannot be done through Tekla. For that we will use AutoCAD, but that will be done by draftsman person. But if you don't know like how a foundation will be designed, so that is the main thing you should know.
Okay, sir. Sir, there is another question from Aman Gupta in the chat box. What extracurricular activities did you participate? How did your involvement in these activities help you in post-college paths? Like dramatics club or any other club you were part of?
Okay, actually I was in only Hindi editorial board and NSS and ASC. I was only in these three fields, and like instead of that, actually, I did some most of the time like NPTEL certified courses. So those helped me a lot. And these also extracurricular activities helps, but if you want to go in totally core area, then no one will ask about these extracurricular activities. Like in
Okay,
EL
sir.
itself, uh, they are not bothered about what you have done extracurricular, all other things. But the point is, if you have certain specific things in your introduction, you can mention this thing because it will help you to means uh, keep your interview in your hand because next question will be about that point which you will mention in your introduction. So my main point is when they will ask you introduce about yourself, or then you mention your major means the major points which you want to tell you means if you have done internship, if you have done something in extracurricular, mention that because interview will next question will be from that area only. Although they will ask certain questions which they have already thought in mind. Like after all this discussion, they asked me about earth pressure theories, then uh, some forces they have in trust and all other things. They have certain set of questions which they will definitely ask you. But for the 15 to 20 minutes, you can engage these people into your area.
Okay, sir. Sir, another question that I want to ask is your favorite college memory, like you were a hostler. So, what memories do you cherish? Like the good memories with your friends or teachers, anything, any classroom memory or hostel memory?
Actually, good memory was like. In Kurukshetra hostel, it was 2018, and it was time near Holi. And actually, at that time, I did mimicry of Professor Dr. C.B. Jones. And
Okay,
then, then I posted this audio into my class group, and that was an invitation to the people like come to the L1, L2, L3, and like I can do at this time. uh, uh, so that was an invitation from Professor Sibbi John to all the people. come and enjoy the celebration of Holi that will be celebrated by the civil department in level L2, L3. And many students who thought like it was a real invitation. So that was the most cherishable time for me.
Okay, sir. And sir, any other classroom memory? Like, who was your favorite professor?
Favorite Sarita Singla ma'am. Actually
Sarita ma'am.
for for structures, ma'am के मतलब actually she is very good and all the concepts was so clear in structure. And one Roshan Lal sir was also good in RCC, but hopefully
Yes, sir.
he's
Yes, sir. So we have to never met Roshan Lal sir, but we have heard a lot
yeah,
from our
okay,
seniors.
okay,
We have never met. Sarita
okay,
ma'am taught us, and probably Sarita ma'am is teaching third year students as well, RCC itself.
okay. Actually, at that time, Sarita ma'am taught us structural analysis and Roshan Lal sir RCC.
Okay, sir. Sir, we have a question. Can we switch our career to core civil even if we have our internship in some non-core profile? For example, business development analyst, software developer, engineer.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. You can switch your career. Actually, I told now, like, if you want, if you are applying for a core company, then you need not to mention these things specifically. You mention some other projects which you have done as a major project and other things. Means accordingly, you can change.
Okay, sir. Sir, I think we should conclude this. Sir, any last note from you that you want to guide your juniors, your super juniors, because you pass out in 2018, and
Yeah.
the most junior batch will pass out in 2025. So good 7
Okay.
years of gap. So
Okay.
anything that you want to suggest us?
Okay. My suggestion would be like first always means choose your preference what you want because most of my batchmates they like after 4 years like I want to be here but I applied for this because everyone was applying for that means the basic thing is what is your interest you should go in that area only because if you are in civil itself it is not necessary like you want to go in a civil court there are software industries and in industry itself they don't ask about your graduation in which discipline you can apply in the software industry itself so if you are like some may be interested in civil some may not be interested in civil and frankly speaking means money is much higher in the software industry actually I have younger brother with me but when I compare that is very low as compared to even if you are in the topmost companies in civil engineering but that is means far away from the software industries I am not means not saying like you people should not go in civil but the main is what is your preference like what you want what is your interest apply for that and if you want to skip this civil area then prepare for that as well means for the first year students you can learn the coding from first year itself and there are certain platforms for coding like we have a code chef and other lead code these are the platforms in which you can prepare coding itself so that will be, very beneficial for you if you want to be placed in any software company.
Okay, sir. Your advice is just follow your passion. If you are interested into
Yeah,
software,
yeah.
go for software. If you're interested into civil, just go for civil.
Go for civil. That is because after 4 year, it will be very difficult to change your things. If you are in civil, then it is very difficult for you to go into the software. For first year, second year students, it is you have an option. If you want to go there, start preparing because in IITs, I have observed this personally. Like most of the people, they they are doing like software kind of things if they are interested in that and there are certain people who are like doing PhD in civil itself because but that will depend upon what is your passion like do you like civil or not otherwise you can go for higher study itself and I personally want to do means higher studies in civil itself. But the point is, I got selected in EL, and that was also a core engineering company. So that's why I choose EL over all other things. And one major thing, if you want to go in higher studies, then prefer to be in foreign universities, because nowadays what I am observing, the for new IITs they are recruiting professor from the students who are doing their PhD in foreign universities. Although some Indian students are also are recruited as a professor, but their preference is always for a foreign student personally, because nowadays people are doing bachelors in India, and for masters and PhD and postdoc they are going outside. And it's a general trend in IITs. They are preferring a foreign student over, means people who have done PhD, postdoc, and PhD from a foreign universities as compared to these IITs and other things.
Okay, so I think we have taken enough of your time, and it was a very informative session. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope
Uh,
everyone, yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Somain. Thank you, Archita. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to interact you all people. Thank you very much.
I hope
And
everyone learned something today.
if you have any questions, you can always contact me, and you can have my mobile number itself. Like I can write here. So if you have any queries, I am ready to help you out.
Thank you so much, sir. It is really
Yes, sir.
helpful for you, for us, like to guide, to get guidance from someone who is working in the industry and are super senior.
Yeah, same here. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. It was a very, very great session, and it was very informative for me. I thank everyone for being a part of the session today and the organizing committee.
Yeah, thank you for Indian Geotechnical Society PEC chapter and all organizing team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, students, for joining us. Hope to see you soon in the next session of Vyom. Thank you.